That's fucked up.
Boom, and we're out of the cannon. Come on, Cody, let's get this done. We've got a good show for you tonight, guys. Happy August 16th. It's August 17th Eve. Cody, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing really good. I've had a pretty good week so far, and I hope everybody else has. I'm excited about tonight's show. A very good friend of mine who I see every year. I've done several projects with him, and he's going to be on the show tonight, and Bill can introduce him.
Well, real quick, just wanted to put out a couple of things. We got a lot of work done on Dreamscape, Freddy versus Jason Dreamscape this week, and we're happy to announce that after about 10 to 47 restarts and starts, we're going to shoot some stuff next weekend in Knoxville during Creeping Con, which is kind of our MO. So it would be the first footage being shot for the movie. We've got a bunch of casting announcements to get up. What we're going to do is we've got CreepyCon coming. We're going to try to roll out some announcements, some events, some dates, some other things happening. But for right now, the big thing is we just finished a rehearsal. And it went fantastic, and we had to recast for the part a couple of times, but the rehearsal just went fantastic. So we're kind of floating, and we're going to keep floating because we have got a fantastic guest tonight. I actually got to catch some of his stand-up on YouTube earlier. He's also a filmmaker, but they call him the Monster of Ceremonies. I want to bring in, check out how cool this guy is. This is how cool this guy is. Bringing this up because no one looks that good on a live stream. Kris Bell.
That's
good
right.
To see you,
Hello, Bill.
When this guy gets made up, he can be this guy.
That's right.
Yeah, those are awesome pictures.
Thank you so much. That is the work of Mallory Bertrand Photography, and she is
she
awesome
does
at what she does.
She does my photography too.
Oh yeah, Mallory's awesome, and that the person that's breathing fire behind me is Deirdre Michelle Dunlap, Demo. She is an awesome fire breather and made me look a lot cooler than I am.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
We're gonna need that fire breather's contact.
Really?
I could come
Yeah, no, she's incredible.
She's a lot safer than things I've thought of. Well, Kris, it's awesome to have you on here. You got a lot of things going on, of course. A lot of people in the Knoxville area have come to really love you on the stage at CreepyCon, and we spoke a lot about it last week with Jennifer Jonesy, who's one of the organizers of the event. But we talked about how it's such a fan-focused sort of thing, and a lot of it is that just ongoing stage show that you guys don't get much for breaks. It kind of just keeps going, and you're up there for 3 days. How do you approach that sort of thing? Do you love it? At what part do you go insane? Please tell us everything.
So absolutely love what I do. I love being able to bring a more original stage experience to these large events, especially just being an MC. Like a lot of MCs, I think they come out, they make the announcements, they go through the motions and then kind of go. And I like to really, especially with CreepyCon, make a story out of my shows and really try to bring not just entertainment to the people, but I want to get people invested in what's going on. I want to get people interested in the guests that we have, interested in the events that we're having, the contests that we're having. I've been known to just run down and grab people off the show floor and, display them on stage for the world to see. So that's, I love that CreepyCon is an event that doesn't focus so much on who are the biggest name celebrities we can get. Those conventions are great. I love going to the cons that have all the big guests at them, but CreepyCon has always had a special place in my heart because they do focus on the local talent, the not so well known talent, and more on the fans that are actually attending the con. So, and I would have to say that preparing for it is definitely a lot. Because you're absolutely right. I go for 3 days nonstop. It is the busiest thing I do all year long. And I really try to keep it together mentally. I catch little naps backstage that no one really ever sees me sleeping on tables for 5 minutes or so just to get a little rest then. But other than that, I love it. I wouldn't trade it for anything else in the world. And I definitely never go crazy from it. I've put up with all sorts of stuff, from bands walking off the stage in the middle of the show to guests throwing tantrums and everything else. And I love it every year.
Yeah, you're really busy. Every time I'd see you, you'd stop and you'd say hi briefly. Then you just, I gotta go back. And
it's gonna feel like
I've really been
something.
It does. I really have been pushing to get a Segway. I think if I could get a Segway, I could get a lot more stuff done.
Yeah.
I mean, it fits with the top hat and the coattails. I mean, a Segway that fits.
I mean, I think it does. I think it goes with the whole motive. We can put some creepy cloth off the front of it, and it'll fit.
You got to work on your rider, man. Literally,
Yeah. Oh yeah, every year we got to get the choke shot.
We have to do that choke shot,
Now, want to remind everyone the chats are open. Paul Nada, good seeing you, buddy. Thanks for saying hey. It's on YouTube, and we also have it on Facebook. You can go either. Kris, it's an interesting cross section to become monster ceremonies at a horror convention that is sought after. But you do a lot of emceeing events, and that's because you're natural on the stage. But how did you get into doing comedy? Where did that start?
So I actually got into comedy before I got into doing MC work. For about 4 years, I was traveling around as an independent professional wrestler on the indie circuit and went all over the world with it, and probably collectively made $200 in those 4 years. So it was not a profitable racket to do, and I was putting my body through hell.
But the memories.
And when I started, the memories were so good. I love the memories, and that's what they will always remain. It's just memories. And then I started dating my now fiance, and she immediately got me out of wrestling. She was like, "Yeah, thank you so much." Mm-hmm, she was like, "You're traveling like 8 hours, and they paid you $20. Stop doing that." I was like, I just want to entertain. I want to do things. And wrestling had really gotten not fun for me anymore, because I started as like the baby face, and I always wanted to have fun. My move set was even like I would give people noogies and wet willies and stupid stuff like that. And I would get these promoters that would be like, funny doesn't make money, kid. You gotta be serious about it. Funny doesn't make money. And then they turned me into this like very serious character, and I hated myself for it. I didn't like what I was becoming. And so my fiance, she said, well, why don't you, if you want to be an entertainer and you want to do, she said, you're funny and you have so many good stories and things like that. Why don't you try, just go into an open mic night or something and try comedy out? And I had no idea where to start. I had no idea what to do. The first open mic I ever went to, I was so ashamed of the set that I did that I did not return to that comedy club for 6 months. And instead, I found a friend that was running a music open mic out. He had a bunch of bands and stuff that were playing. And so then I was the only comedian that would show up and do so. Just a pro tip for up and coming comics. Comedy open mic gives you about 5 minutes to get up on stage. Musician open mics give you 15 because people got to set up and play songs. And you're kind of a rarity act because people get tired of listening to music, and it's a nice breakup to hear some comedy. So I was able to really flesh out who I was as a comedian at these music open mics before going around actual comedians and making an ass out of myself. So my fiance was a huge support and pusher for me to even get into comedy. And now I've been doing that for the past 8 or 9 years, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, you need to have the mic skills to be able to just storytell in that sort of way. But I mean, even just getting to a 15 minutes,
yes.
It's got to be that can take a while to get up to that speed and then really execute it the way you want to.
Yes, big time.
Cody, you ever do an open mic night? You ever do stand up?
I never have. No.
Yeah, we gotta get
I've been asked to do it, and I've thought about it actually. I really have.
Give it a
just
shot.
Give it a go, man. Just at least think of one joke and then just say good night, everybody. Just see what leave them laughing. And boom. That's all you need.
That's it.
Going back to the wrestling thing, me and Kris have done a wrestling event before.
Yes.
Who won?
So, oh God, not me and Cody. Dear God, no, that man would destroy me. So,
come on, you seem wiry.
I am. I'm a little wiry. So, a friend of mine, JDL, he is a good friend of mine from wrestling. He wore me down and convinced me to put on a wrestling show a few years ago. Actually, I'm pretty proud of this factoid that I'm about to give you. We started running a show in 2020, and it happened. When was it, Cody? Like April, May?
And right when
13.
that event, COVID hit that
2020. What a time for live.
Yeah.
Well,
COVID hit that night.
And it went down lockdown after that.
Yeah, that ours was the last live event that was really able to happen
that
year. And we, in fact, outsold the WWE that night because they couldn't have the audience.
That's fantastic.
We were on the phone. It was at like a 200-person cap that we were allowed to have an audience at, and that's like right where we were. And we're on the phone all night getting updates. Like they could shut us down at any moment.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. Do one joke, get off stage, beat WWE, retire. There's nothing. What else you got?
We don't.
What are you gonna prove?
We don't need to do. We don't need to do any other shows.
You slammed Andre the Giant again. Who cares? It was cool the first time.
Yeah, it was only cool the first time you did it.
I was Jason from Part 7, and I drug out Crazy Steve in a sleeping bag.
So JDL puts out this big open challenge to anybody in the back that wants to come out and take his title, and out comes Cody, as Jason Voorhees with the dragging the sleeping bag behind him, and we're all, everybody's like, "What's he gonna do there?" And then Crazy Steve from TNA Impact pops out of the sleeping bag with his Jason Voorhees face paint. It was such a
Oh, that's fantastic!
It was such a good shot.
The crowd went crazy, didn't they?
They did. They loved it. Nobody saw it coming, and it was so worth it.
I did a radio show where we had some wrestlers in one time, and one of them, I wasn't aware he had some issues with understanding certain things. And when I was going around the room and asking everyone their finishing move, he put me in like a chokehold while I'm at the microphone. And my co-host, I love the guy to death, rest in peace, but wonderful man. But he would be the radio guy that would just sit there and talk on the microphone. So I'm getting choked out. I'm like trying not to hit the buttons. And the promoter starts whacking him with like a rolled up newspaper. And I'm like, oh God, this is how I go? Really here?
This is how I'm going.
The promoter felt bad. And at one point I was going to be the champion of the promotion if I would come on Saturday. They were going to let me win the title. And I was like, look, I appreciate that. How about how about I ring announce one? I'll bring my brother. He's 8. Everything will be great. So they go ahead and they put us on, and I'd done some like high school football games. So I go do the wrestling thing. Everything's coming out. Everything's going great. And then towards the end, you had the better guys that were good at crowd engagement. And this is like 2000. So this is the height of like DX.
Sure.
And we had a lady in the front row that weighed about 300 pounds, and she was about 70.
Oh, yeah.
And because my 8-year-old brother was at the wrestling show, her breasts were the first breasts that were my mom's boobs that my brother ever saw. But he's married and 2 kids, and, he seems sane enough. So he's got through the demons. But, that was my big wrestling time. It was, and all I had to do was get choked out. So.
That's all you had to do.
And
initiation.
You've done a lot of different things. I've seen on YouTube. I caught some of your stuff. I love the Blues Clues setup you had. That was really good. Like my fiance is she's very discernible about stand-up comedy, and she laughed out loud. I think it was a 12-minute thing. I think she had 5 good ones. So I think that is high on the meter. I mean, that's
yes.
We can pop on Netflix, and you're not going to get that out.
I was going to say I will take that as a huge compliment.
Yeah, that was a very good set. And we also have you're working on.
Thank you so much.
Oh yeah. But you're a creative dude. You've got a lot of things going, and one of them is you're working on a movie. What's going on with that? Tell us about that.
Yes, skits and things like that. And I've really wanted to expand into a larger medium. And I think with this film, my fiance and myself are very big into the urban exploration kind of thing, where you find these abandoned time capsule places and you go just explore them. You don't mess with anything, but you just go look at the history of them. And during one of our outings, we came across this place it just blew me away. It's an abandoned cave attraction from 1912 that everything is just still there. Everything, it's like they just packed up one day and left. The location is so incredible that I was so inspired to write something for it that I could it was like a brain worm. I couldn't get it out of my head even just from the first time I saw it. So I came home, and in about 2 weeks, I banged out a script for an idea of what I wanted this to be. Because with this location right now, I'm not sure who owns it. There's no trespassing, private, none of that. It's just like people kind of come and go to this place, but I have no idea who owns it. So I don't know that someday someone's not going to come along and buy it and develop it. So I was like, I'm on a time schedule here to really be able to do something. And I've always loved horror, and it's always been a dream of mine to make a really cool creature feature, because monster movies are what raised me. And so with this, I was able to kind of take my love for the urban exploration vibe, the monster movie, this whole like otherworldly place that we found, and turn it into my film here, What Dwells Beneath. So What Dwells Beneath follows a group of urban explorers who stumble upon this abandoned cave and unwittingly awaken an ancient evil from inside that should have never been disturbed.
Oh, that sounds good.
I think we cut now. He goes make the movie, and we can do a found footage if he disappears. Just with that clip right there.
Exactly.
We take that. We got our own found footage thing now, buddy. Like, I hope everything works out, but if it doesn't, it's okay. Your death will not go in vain.
Yeah. I give you permission to use my death footage in the event I go missing in the cave. Absolutely.
That is super. It's fantastic that you can find the inspiration like that. Everything clicks on your head. You know it's a thing. You just get that hunger for you to go. That's fantastic. So
and
I've tried to look for a campaign. I'm having trouble finding. Is there a campaign up now, or where can people look at possibly contributing to that?
So we have our Indiegogo that's currently running under What Dwells Beneath, and there's also a Facebook page for it, What Dwells Beneath Film on Facebook, and that should have all our Indiegogo links and things like that as well as our pitch video that we actually filmed on location inside the cave, so that people could kind of get a little glimpse at what we're trying to create in. Because
here we go.
I couldn't build a set like this. The location is just mind-boggling as to how cool it is. And I had to really find a good group of people to work with on this, because this is a huge undertaking. We're going to try to film this in 3 days, and it is definitely one of the biggest, most difficult things I've done. So that one right there is actually someone bought our social media shout out perk. So we did a little social media shout out for the husband.
What the hell is this?
Yeah, but right there is our Indiegogo. The Marino Show gave us a nice little interview. I think.
Let me get to
that link there.
We call this segment "Come Google with Me." I just Google the internet and we just play stuff.
I love it though.
Yeah, here we go. So this is What Dwells Beneath horror film. Let's play the video. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is called "Come Internet with Me." I used to work for I quit the cable company a year ago. This is what happens.
Now they're on to now they're messing.
Okay, hold on. Now I went to another screen. Give me 1 sec. And this is called I Can't Figure Out Google. It's the last part of the segment. And here we go. This is What Lies Beneath. This is the teaser featurette on the Indiegogo campaign.
Yes.
That's what happens when I talk shit about the cable company.
They hear you.
But yeah, look at the anticipation. Cody, let's do that. Let's do the Rorschach thing. What are you seeing?
Damn.
See? People, I think we're onto something here. If you believe in the paranormal, then you know internet just doesn't stop like that, right?
That's right.
Let's give it another go.
It can only be one thing.
It's the man telling you can't see this movie, but you should. Here we go. I'm feeling good about this one. Let's go through some of the chats. Saw some friends popping up. We got Lincoln Huskins, the cousin of Cody. I'm not sure how he got the job doing the opening theme. Nephew.
Yeah. That's him doing the opening with the music.
Yeah, I wonder how he got that job.
How cool.
Yeah.
Clarence Adams, what up? Clarence will be. I don't know if you met Clarence, Kris, but he's one of our buddies. He'll be at CreepyCon with us. He's our
awesome.
Freddy in the upcoming movie Freddy versus Jason Dreamscape.
Oh, very cool.
Jesus Christ, what is the? This is embarrassing because everyone's just going to assume it's my internet. I'm saying it's Chris's internet.
It's my internet.
Yeah,
100%.
But and then meanwhile, Cody's over there. He's using all the internet. And,
yeah.
Okay, how about this?
I'm hogging it.
I'll put it on as soon as it plays. Oh God damn it! You fucking get it started.
Welcome. My name is Kris Bell, and I'm here to take you on a journey into the darkness. A journey into the depths of the human psyche and the ancient terrors that lie dormant.
Round and around.
Yeah, I hate it. It looks great though, Matt. I see what you mean about the setting though. That just
that looks
yes.
like
I know some Incans did some virgin sacrifices in the 500s there. Clearly,
100%.
Yeah,
they actually did find a body in this cave in the 80s that dated back over 3,000 years.
Oh God.
It's mole people or crab people. Oh, you could have a lot of fun with this.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Like I have an awesome team that's helping me build monsters. I have a really great team that I'm working with that I'm very excited to be working with them.
That's awesome. What got you into love for horror?
So just really at a young age, it was something that my mom always was into. So she had me watching some pretty gruesome stuff at a young age. A story that I always like telling people is my uncle and her and my grandparents, they thought it was really funny to make me watch the Leprechaun movie when I was like 5 or 6 years old, because watching me get scared of it was hilarious to them. Mm-hmm. But then my uncle took it a whole step further and hid a walkie-talkie under my bed and would talk to me as the Leprechaun from underneath my bed from a different room. And yeah, so it scarred me a little bit, but it also made me fall in love with just the fun of being scared and learning, getting into theater and stuff like that, and my love of practical effects and makeup and things like that. It was also cohesive and copacetic. And now I have found a way to be able to integrate my love of comedy and my love of horror and my love of attention into doing one awesome job.
Well, gentlemen, we successfully stalled enough to buffer that the video is now ready to play. So cross your fingers.
Okay.
Curse Jeff Bezos, this business doesn't work.
That's right.
Oh, motherfucker. I gave you everything you asked for.
I even let you buffer.
I let you buffer. I was a gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now I'm just angry, hitting it now. Well, Kris, from what we saw, it looked fantastic. I am terribly sorry. My internet sucks. We will post it in the Facebook group and all the spots. Everyone checks it out. It looks super cool. In terms of you mentioned it being a big undertaking. What's your approach to getting that all organized, getting that together?
So I have a really good team behind me. Mr. Tyler Broadway is going to be my AD on this, and he and Brian Machow, who is my sound engineer, have been wildly helpful through this process. Brandon Heel and the Eplings, who run Brandon Hill runs the Grotto, and the Eplings run 865 Cosplay. Are two people that are working. They're my prop department, and they have very much. this is something I could not do on my own. There's no way I could pull all these strings and pull all these things together. Even though I feel like I'm doing enough on my own already, there's so many other things that everyone is helping me with. I guess for me, the hardest part was when we got all the auditions in. We had so many great people audition for the roles and things like that, that it was very, very difficult to narrow down who we wanted to work with. And that was no easy decision. And now I guess our biggest challenge that we're facing is, we're trying to get the goal crowdfunded for us to be able to make the film, because at the end of the day, everybody needs to get paid. As much as I'm asking people to work on this project. Yeah, allegedly, everybody needs to get paid.
Stop right now. If you're working on Freddy versus Jason Dreamscape, turn off this. There's nothing else to see. Turn this off. Hey, I'll send you a meme later. It's funny. You'll like me again. Okay.
That's right.
Okay, moving along, Kris.
And so, like I was saying, the biggest undertaking that we've reached is the location itself. So yeah,
I actually was. It was difficult to get people that agreed to just jump into a cave with me blindly, and I put it out in the casting call, like, must be okay with tight spaces and caves.
I think that should cut out a lot of people. Anywhere in your head thinking, what if it didn't cut out the people it should have cut out by that morning? Like, how's the it's just one of those things. I always catastrophize as much as possible, because then it's like, yeah, you're a little down, but nothing's going to surprise you too much.
Right. You got it. Yeah. Just expect the worst. That way, when the best things happen, you're pleasantly surprised.
It's like, yeah, Grandma died. She proved me wrong the whole time. Never did anything bad. I always assumed. But we do have a lot.
Always assumed she would.
We have a lot of people in the chat want to say hey to, and again, we had the thing where don't know technology, but Amy Cody in the house. I don't know if that's someone referencing that Amy Cody's in the house.
Or if that is Amy
Cody saying she's in the house. Like Facebook users saying Amy Cody's name. Good to see Amy Cody. And of course, we got the grind with Clarence working on a lot of things, but Amy Cody in the grind with Cody as Leatherface. We've got a lot of exciting stuff coming up there. And I don't know why I'm keying in on the emoji ones. Like, hey, the big message we need to let me stop the show and show these great chats. Yes, it's emoji. Surprise. I wanted to make that quick and smooth, and it's like, oh, it just gets worse as I talk more.
Yeah.
So I guess cave-wise, lighting, what are you thinking? How does...
So lots and lots of battery operated lights, because there is no power in the cave, and getting a generator into the cave would either produce too much noise or fumes that would kill us all. So I have to avoid killing the cast and crew in the process also.
Yeah.
As a director, it's not the first job, but it's in the list of things to do. Yeah.
It's at least it's in the top 8.
Yeah. No,
it's in
the commandments. It's in the 2 commandments. It survived. It wasn't on the 3rd set.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, with the lighting, lighting and sound have been our 2 biggest obstacles, because it is very much a dark cave with lots of echoey chambers and everything.
But I can also imagine the lighting and what you don't light is really going to play. It can be an aspect that you really get to use and play with.
Right. Because I do not want this to be a found footage film. I very much want this to be a cinematic film. And so doing that to make the lighting look natural, like we're not lighting a film, and that most of the lighting is coming from the cast on screen, that is something that we very much had to play around with.
Well, the film is called What Dwells Beneath, and fuck me. Come on, baby. Come on. I have a boat. The engine's from 1987, which in boat engines, yes, is very fucking old.
Yes.
And this is how I talk to her. Come on, baby. Come on.
Come on.
I need a neck sunburn. Daddy needs a neck sunburn. I gotta get out. Stop here.
Yeah.
God, I'm sorry, man. Okay, I'm
No,
I'm done. I'm done trying to circle back to the buffer. I'll try to trick her one more time. Just sneak attack her, not mention it. See if it plays.
I totally respect that.
We've got a couple of people we've spoken to. We're going to be at CreepyCon, which is not, Knoxville isn't quite Cody's backyard, but it's like back the yard. The ball rolls down the creek a little bit and gets onto the highway. Right. But there was a lot of filmmaking going on in Knoxville. I mean, you have the kind of the side current of a lot of investigative discovery sort of projects, and where people are playing dead bodies and stuff. I know a lot of people from here in Raleigh go out to Knoxville to be in those spots. Nashville as well, but Knoxville on its own has a lot of stuff going. And August Aguilar, who's someone we might have out in a couple of weeks, he's making movies in Knoxville. You have a lot of Blake Best, who we talked to. We're getting very Knoxville centric, Cody. I just realized, but there's a lot of a lot of filmmaking going on there. What had the vibe happen like that? What kind of you think might have led to so many people in that one spot really get moving on things?
So I think Knoxville is inherently just a very creative place. It has become kind of an entertainment place. A lot more stand-ups happening, a lot more just shows period are happening. There's a lot more nightlife now, and I think it has given way. Bands a lot. I think it's just really given way for people to be able to, because Knoxville has always had like its film festivals and things like that for years now that may have not been the biggest in the world, but it was a place for people to be able to submit films and get themselves seen in a theater setting and things like that. And I think watching a lot of the people that came before has really inspired a new crop of people to say, this is something I could try too. And I know for someone like me, with this being my first film, I've looked at a lot. August has been a huge help. Also, August helped me get through the whole crowdfunding process. I had no idea what I was doing, and you won't find it everywhere, but in the people that I deal with a lot, there's very much a sense of community, and not everybody trying to be better than everybody else. Everybody just helping each other build, because we could all be creating great things and not just one person,
And I think that's
so. I think Knoxville, it has easily become. Yeah, I think it's just become a really great place for people to be able to create together.
Yeah, I've done a lot in Knoxville. Kris knows that I've done so much at different attractions.
Oh yeah,
I've done so much at Screamville Haunted Attraction, where Doug Cox he runs that, and I've done stuff for Kris. Remember I come to Mystic Orb.
Oh yeah, we did. We did a photo Christmas photos with Jason instead of Santa Claus. I
had a Santa hat on too.
I mean, I think that
we put a Santa hat on it. So
that's enough.
We had so many kids show up to that. It was so cool. Like parents were bringing their children to have.
You would have thought Santa Claus was there. I mean,
look, my thing every year. My thing every year for Halloween is I'll put the fire pit on the front of the driveway, and if kids want to do s'mores or something cool, they can do that. Mm-hmm. And I'm wearing I've got a 360 Bob Marley, 420 Bob Marley Jason mask that's all like tie-dye and stuff. And we're playing like fun music. I've got like a tank top and like bathing suit on. I'm like, nah, kids, I'm cool. It's not Friday the 13th. Michael Myers sucks, but Jason's cool. Jason's hooking you up with s'mores. Don't you want to go to summer camp?
Cool guy.
Nothing bad will happen at summer camp most times. So yeah, that's how I
Most
indoctrinate
time.
kids. That's how I indoctrinate kids on the street. On all Halloweens of all days. Yes. You want a s'more?
On Hallows Eve. Yeah.
But yeah, we're talking about how CreepyCon is kind of really ramping up on Halloween. One of the things you're working on, which is coming up later, but since you guys are all here, the Fear Market happening on October 13th, which is a Friday.
Yes.
Dark Market.
Friday 13th in October. Fear Market. Cody is there going to be playing Jason. And apparently there's going to be a fight to the death with Michael Myers coming up later. Guys, what do you think about that?
I like that.
Who'll win?
Yeah. I think
that's not true.
You know,
it's
honestly,
photo ops. They didn't pay for the they didn't pay for the red package.
That's right.
And
Thunderdome.
Kris is going to be there, aren't you, Kris? At the
Yes,
it's the Dark Market is what it is.
Oh, Dark Market. Sorry.
Yes, the Dark Market. I have. I just recently, yesterday, I believe, got announced as the MC for the Dark Market. So I will be there doing my MCingly duties. And also in October.
Media. Oh, go ahead, go for it.
Yes. No. Also in October, I do a haunt tour with a group. CreepyCon sponsors it, so we are the CreepyCon Boo Review crew. We go around and I say we review haunts, but in reality, I'm more of like a concierge for haunts. I go and I experience the haunt, and instead of telling people like, "Oh, this was the best haunt and this haunt was terrible," I tell people what was good about the haunt. And just because maybe this haunt wasn't for me, I give the good things about it because maybe that is the kind of haunt that someone watching at home wants to come to. And before people get out and spend money and drive and, you haul the whole family out to a haunt and it ends up being, it's like if this kid-friendly haunt over here, I wouldn't send a group of frat guys to this kid-friendly haunt, and I wouldn't send a family to this like extreme haunt, grab you haunt over here. So haunt reviewers, to me, that just gets on my nerves sometimes, that they're like, well, this was crap. Like, you have no idea how hard these haunt owners work to build these things.
Are you going to be doing the zombie walk too this year, Kris?
I believe I am. I haven't got to talk to Doug about it yet, but the past few years I have led a horde of zombies through the streets of Knoxville.
I have too, as Jason.
Yes, it's a good time.
Yeah.
The first year we did it, I got in someone's wedding photo. Someone was having a wedding photo taken in one of those alleyways, and then there's just me and a horde of zombies behind me in their wedding.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome right there.
That's
really cool.
You time that right. Normally you have to pay a lot extra for the zombie horde in the background.
Exactly. A lot of times. Free. That was a free perk.
The photographer knows his shit if they're pulling it off like that.
Right.
Guys, you want to see something amazing? But it is really, we're starting to get into the spooky season. I mean, I know people give department stores crap when Christmas stuff comes out and Thanksgiving, but I'm totally down with July 5th. All Halloween stuff is out. I'm good with that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think everybody's more okay with that than any other holiday.
I would say, hey, is really anything going on after Valentine's Day? I feel like it's kind of a clean spot. Just get the decorations out now. People might be pulling off their stuff. They might need time to prepare.
Exactly. Need more than just a couple of months here.
Well, guys, I had a blast catching up with Kris Bell, comedian, filmmaker.
Yeah, absolutely.
Monster of Ceremonies coming up, CreepyCon, Knoxville. The film is what dwells beneath.
Yeah.
What dwells beneath.
What Dwells Beneath. The Indigo Code campaign is up. It's on the Creature Corner YouTube page. That is all out there. Your internet is probably better than our internet because we spent so much time working on Freddy versus Jason Dreamscape this week. We might have forgotten to pay a bill, but It happens. It's the downside. It's the downside of the movie industry. Yeah.
That's right. All the free work you have to do.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I think I spent about maybe an hour today leaving different length voice messages on like 15 people's phones.
Yeah.
I have no idea what the hell.
And
I'm
the
doing
never-ending group chats. Oh,
Yeah,
there's so many
yeah.
group chats.
No, I know. Hard to keep up with them. I'm in a CreepyCon. I'm in 2 CreepyCon group chats.
Yeah.
Wait, I think I am too. Damn it. I think it's one of those things that it's important because people forget stuff, but it's like as soon as someone puts a GIF or a GIF or whatever in there, and then it's like shit. Now we're gonna scroll through all this to get those dates. So like I'll try to do the thing where it's like, oh, it gets repetitive. Here are all those information dates again. You know, it's like, hey guys, don't worry about scrolling. I'm gonna just throw it in there. But it's one of those things when you pay people, like you and me pay people, Chris, because collectively we plan on paying people. Yeah, you got to treat them right. So that goes a long way towards it.
You got to. But we'll talk about that in the group chat after this.
All right, Cody, you got any picks for the week? You good?
For movies?
Yeah.
I've been wanting to announce this movie. It's Hell House LLC.
No, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
Yeah, that's a really good one. I haven't announced it on here. It's been 2 weeks since I've watched it, but I've been wanting to, and it's really good. I mean, I was actually surprised how just creepy it was. I mean, I was like, I was like, and I don't get scared.
I normally don't. Yeah, I normally don't like found footage, and that one really, I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I did too.
I can tell you guys that I watched on Shudder Quicksand, and I made it about 40 minutes, and then I fell asleep.
That tells you how it was, didn't it?
It was interesting, but the whole movie, not the whole movie, a large chunk of the movie is 2 people in quicksand. And while quick is in the name, slow is in the game because it is just not a lot happening. One thing that is good that might
it should have been slow sand. The movie should have, shouldn't it?
Oh wow, you wordsmith. No, what kind of makes it interesting is it's a married couple on the verge of divorce that gets stuck in the quicksand facing each other. And it's largely because they argued about what to do.
That's a nightmare in and of itself.
And it happens. It's like extreme marriage counseling. And then the snakes show up. It was fine. I honestly, guys, I got the Trauma app for a free month, and I've just been going to town on Trauma movies. I've just been living the dream.
Yes.
Yeah,
you have to though.
I mean, I'm sorry, man. Sergeant Kabuki, man. All of them. Toxic Avenger, Tromeo and Juliet, Peter Gunn. Peter Gunn scene in Tromeo and Juliet. But that's it's a good bunch. I'm delirious. Let's call it a day. We're going to leave it with a trailer for the upcoming movie, The Grind, starring Cody Huskins, directed by Clarence Adams. I want to thank our guest, Chris Bell. We will see you guys all at CreepyCon.
Yep. See you at CreepyCon.
See you at CreepyCon.